And I was a duck, I'd swim to the bottom and never come up. Tell me how long do I have to wait? Can I get my shliach now? I must hesitate. But the week was not mashed, and I'm not a duck. I swam to the bottom, I was swimming up. Tell me how long. Oh, Rebbe, I ain't lying. The people down here, they're sick and dying. Do I have to wait? Can I get my shliach now? Or must I hesitate? Oh, merciful King, all the work is done. Don't you think it's time we could have some fun? Tell me how. Do I have to wait? Can I get my shliach now? Or must I hesitate? Oh, come on, children, come have some fun. You ain't seen nothing like the Holy One. Tell me how. Do I have to wait? Can I get my shliach now? Or must I hesitate? Hey, baby. Come on, children, gonna have some fun. You ain't seen nothing like the Holy One. Gonna have fun. You have to wait. You can't get my shliach now.
Hey kids, what time is it?
Time for Gezintahait Street.
It is time for Gezintahait Street. And the story for tonight is called Mountains, Bones, and Rabbis.
Oh, that's a rock and roll story, Vitaly.
The Zohar relates that once Rabbi Tzvi and Rabbi Yehuda were walking and came upon great mountains. While on those mountains, they found themselves walking on bones of the people of the generation of the flood. It's now Parshas Noah. And one of those bones was 300 yards long. 3 football fields long, one bone. They said, these are the bones of those who had no fear of the judgment of Hashem. The father of the Rebbe, Reb Leivik, explains the story in terms of Kabbalah and the supernal world. He says the high mountains represent the peaks of unholiness, the kings of Tohu. Even though they are very great, their sense of self-importance would not make room for others, not even for Hashem. Our Rebbe asks, why were these sages on those high mountains in the first place, walking on bones of the generation of the flood? Really, they were supposed to be where? Learning in yeshiva. Logically, these sages should have been sitting in yeshiva, not walking among the impurity and unholiness of the bones of dead people. But the Rebbe says everything in the world, even those things which fall very low, must finally be purified and transferred to the domain of holiness. And from seeing how far the generation of the flood fell, we can realize how great their source was above. Rabbi Yehuda and Rabbi Chia symbolize the attributes of holiness, the attributes of tikkun. And by walking on their bones and saying Torah, they were able to purify the generation of the flood and raise it to its source in holiness. And in this way, that's why they weren't in yeshiva. They had to raise up those bones from before the flood. And in this way, they're able to draw the powerful lights and revelations associated with Tohu over to the side of holiness, to the side of Kedusha.
Besides, they get to skip denim class.
I thought that in there.
In the Torah portion of Lech Lecha, Hashem said to Abram, walk the length and width of the land. And by walking through the land, Abraham acquired ownership of the land. In the same way, these sages transferred the bones that remained from the generation of the flood from unholiness to holiness to Kedusha. And our Rebbe tells us that the lesson which the Zohar teaches and Reb Leivik explains can be utilized by each one of us in our service to Hashem in the following ways. Number one, are you okay with this, Gimel Aleph? You're following?
Yes, Bitzal. Like my dear friend Dr. Krieger said, he's talking about bones.
The people of the generation of the flood were huge. Their bones were 300 yards long. And this should arouse us to realize the greatness of Hashem. How great are your works, Hashem. The generation of the flood were very tough. They weren't afraid of Hashem's judgment. And we have to learn from their example to be in awe of Hashem and bend to His will. Like it says, how awesome are your works, Hashem. As the sages say, be soft like a reed and not hard like a cedar. Be ready to bend to Hashem's will. 3, the generation of the flood was completely wiped out, which shows the victory of holiness over evil. This teaches us that the greater the strength of the enemy, the greater the revelation of the king's strength to be victorious through his emissaries. When a Jew sees an adversary to holiness, even if the adversary is huge and strong like the bones of the generation of the flood, he shouldn't feel overwhelmed. Since it's by divine providence that he encounters this adversary, he surely has the power and is designated from above to overcome this adversary and turn it to holiness. And this purification of the other side is accomplished through contemplating these 2 verses. How great are your works, Hashem, and how awesome are your works, Hashem. This contemplation gives us the power to avoid going in undesirable ways and to fix undesirable aspects of our world until all darkness is changed to light. One time, the previous Rebbe was on the road in America. He was going to Morristown from Crown Heights. And the previous Rebbe told the people that were going with him a story about Rabbi Isaac of Vitebsk. Did you know Rabbi Isaac of Vitebsk? Gimel Aleph.
Well, he was a nice boy.
Rabbi Isaac was the Rav of Vitebsk for about 60 years.
I didn't know him then, Bitzal. I only knew him when he was a little boy.
At first, Rabbi Isaac was an opponent of Chassidus and the Alter Rebbe. But at the great debate in Minsk, you remember that debate? You must have been there, Gimel.
Oh yeah, the problem, I never made it in. I was debating with some guy outside. I came first, he came first.
Rabbi Isaac recognized the Alter Rebbe's exalted status and became a disciple.
You had your own little debate.
At that time, the Alter Rebbe said that a person should say Tefillas HaDerech, the prayer of the traveler, every day. Because we are constant travelers in the stages of life. Consequently, Rabbi Isaac would say every day Tefillah Sederach. He wouldn't say Hashem's name, but he would say that prayer. At that time, he prayed for spiritual strength and wisdom to accomplish his spiritual mission in life rather than for physical needs and worldly fortune. He lived over 97 years. In those days, that was old. At his first Yechidus with the Rebbe, the Rebbe told him, there is no need to worry. And this instruction had such an effect that whenever Rabbi Isaac was in a bad spot,
Like Morristown.
or under pressure, he would say, the Rebbe told me I don't have to worry. The Tzemach Tzedek said Rabbi Isaac lived a settled life. Do we have a niggun?
Oh, we sure do, Mitzalel.
I thought we might.
Yeah. What do we got?
What we got? Oh, yeah.
If he wasn't tripping before. Whoa, okay, go. Ready? Yeah, you did it. Yeah, oh, you did it. Yeah, you did it. You did it. Yeah, oh, you did it.
By the way, it's the first day of the new month of Mar Cheshvan, and we're just coming out of a full month of holidays. And there's an instruction from the Rebbe's that we should unpack all of the precious moments that we're able to accomplish during the holidays. Now, I don't know if everybody who's watching was able to get the precious moments of the holiday, but I'm going to try to encapsulate some of them tonight. And the first one will be through a story which will encapsulate the accomplishments of Rosh Hashanah. And it's a story of Yud-Tes Kislev, which is called the Rosh Hashanah of Chassidus. And the previous Rebbe told this story. And by the way, on Rosh Hashanah, I read this thing this year, this very beautiful thing, that we call Hashem from a narrow place, and he answers us from a wide place, right?
Yeah, we call him Mitzal Karosiko Anoni Bamerchavko.
So the shofar is a narrow place, and that narrow place is the essence of the Jewish soul, which can't be revealed. It's a simple essence. And that is symbolized by the narrow part of the shofar. And when the Jew calls with the essence of his soul to Hashem, it turns into a very wide cry. And then Hashem calls us from a narrow place. Hashem blows his own shofar. So how could it be that Hashem has a narrow place? He's infinite.
Mitzalil, for that matter, how can he have a wide place?
Maybe, but let's see how it works. He's infinite. So how does he have a narrow place? And the answer is that he also has an essence that can't be revealed. And when we call to him from our essence, he calls back to us from his essence, from that place that can't be revealed. So he calls us from a narrow place, and we answer him from a wide place. And we call him from a narrow place, the essence of the soul, and he answers us from the wide place. So I think this story will encapsulate some of that. Once on Yud-Tes Kislev, the previous Rebbe told of an event that occurred in Pittsburgh 3 days after the liberation of the Alter Rebbe. Everybody knows the Alter Rebbe was in jail, and he got out, and it was a big celebration. When the Jews of Pittsburgh heard of the Alter Rebbe's release, they thronged to his residence. Were you there, Gimel?
Oh, Mitzalil, I was there, you
I
know.
was there,
I thronged to his residence as well.
He thronged. But to their disappointment, the Rebbe announced he would not deliver a mimer of Chassidus on that day. 2 Jews pushed to the front of the crowd and pleaded with the Alter Rebbe. They said, Rebbe, we're Jews who have been cast deep into Russia. We do everything we can to serve Hashem through learning His Torah and doing His mitzvahs. Rebbe, please, say a Torah that will strengthen
That was me and my friend Beryl, by the way.
our hearts in serving our Creator, the Holy One, blessed be He. After some time, the Rebbe returned to the courtyard and finally did deliver a mimer after all. And first, before saying the mimer as an introduction, he explained the verse, as water reflects a face, so too the heart of a man to a man.
Wait, Bitzalel,
Yeah.
you're going to say the actual mimer that the Alter Rebbe said on this occasion?
I don't know, I'm going to say what the Rebbe said about it.
Oh, that's good enough. Good enough for me, Bitzalel.
The Rebbe will give us the inner meaning of that mimer. By way of introduction, he quoted a verse from Psalms, a generation that seeks your face, Yaakov Selah eternally. The seekers of Hashem's countenance, which means, the face means the inner direction. The Pnei, the face means the inner Pnimius. And the ones who do that are the leaders of the generation. And these seekers plead for the welfare of the generation by asking Hashem to reveal His inner countenance to Yaakov, the simple Jews. Yaakov is the simple Jew, like us, of that generation, enabling them to be doubly strong in their bond by connecting to the victorious eternality of the Infinite One, blessed be He. How do you say victorious eternality? The Netzach Selavoy. According to our Rebbe, the Alter Rebbe's introduction of asking Hashem to reveal His face, meaning His innermost level of infinite to Yaakov, a simple Jews, was a request that He bestow the level of Selah, the victorious eternality of Hashem, upon those Jews. And that revelation of the innermost dimension was the point the Alter Rebbe explained in the beginning of the discourse as water reflects a face. The way that we approach Hashem, He answers us with the same face. When we approach Him with a smile, when we approach Him in a way of we're searching for Him and we want Him, He returns that smile to us, but it's a godly face. Our Rebbe continues by saying that every story, especially one about a Rebbe, told by a Rebbe, contains a lesson for us in our service to Hashem. The lesson is that each of us must arouse his true inner nature. The narrow part of the shofar has to reveal his essence, the hidden essence of his soul, through the inner level of Torah, which is bound to hidden aspects of the Holy One, blessed be He, the level of Selah, eternally victorious. And by awakening our inner essence, we'll be able to arouse and awaken the soul essence of other people, even those who are simple, unlettered people. We accomplish it by connecting to them through the inner teachings of Torah Chassidus, through which they will also become connected to the inner dimension of the Infinite One, the level of Selah. When we reveal our essence through the shofar, Hashem reveals His essence through His blowing the shofar. As Billy the Yid, Olav Sholem used to say, Chassidus is all about the inmost of the utmost. The inmost being the inner level and the utmost being Hashem. The previous Rebbe once said that in the statements of simple people can be found deep Torah wisdom. Those of us poor in das find in Billy's pronouncement, Chassidus is the inmost of the utmost, what our Rebbe teaches in a mimer and a sikha of Yotes Kislev. Chassidus is a new drawing down from the inner level of the godly crown all the way up to the infinite Himself. We want Moshiach now.
Not far away.
Should we have a nigger?
What do you think, Mendel?
Yes, you know what? I think that's a grand idea, actually.
That's a grand idea.
Okay, like Rabbi Kunin says, mach mit de bam barabam.
Get real depressing here.
Oh, it's all you don't like this one.
No, I know.
Oh, Yashrei, 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 Ashrei mi shelach oto. Ashrei, 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 Ashrei mi shelach oto.
Whoever doesn't know that beautiful song is saying, happy, happy is the one who has never sinned, and the one who has sinned should return to Hashem.
Bitzala, you know what's funny? What's funny is that that's a Sukkot song.
Yeah.
You would think it would be a Yom Kippur song, but
Yeah,
it's
it's
actually we
screwed up
sing
in
it
the
on
middle.
Sukkot.
Sorry about that.
It's a song we sing on Sukkot. It's a Sukkot.
Yeah.
My Sukkot is
Maybe that's because the
Wait,
final, the
okay.
final ceiling is Hishan Rebbe.
It's an all year round song. Really.
Well, here the Gezintahait street. It's always
what-
Sukkot.
so-
It should
Wait.
be an all year round
Let
song.
me
It's
ask
all
you guys
around
a
It
question.
is. This is all year. We're going to sing it every week.
What's the
We
meaning? What does
I
the
just
song
said,
say?
happy is the one who never sins,
And the one
and the
who's
one
in-
who has sinned should return.
Baruch Hashem.
and who'll be
Wow.
forgiven.
Oh,
Yeah,
and-
Yoshev Yimchalai, and it will be forgiven for him.
Now, that was basically the Rosh Hashanah teaching, the inner cry of the heart, which is answered by Hashem's inner level. And that's connected with Yom Kippur because the sound of that shofar goes up and becomes the cloud in the Holy of Holies in which Hashem appeared. And now we're going to connect the incense of Yom Kippur, that cloud, to the shliach on the sukkah and connect it to the love of a fellow Jew, which will connect it to sukkah. When the Alter Rebbe was in Medrash by his Rebbe, for the first time he heard a teaching from his Rebbe. His Rebbe was the Maggid of Medrash, who in turn had heard it from the Baal Shem Tov. And the Baal Shem Tov told the Rebbe of the Alter Rebbe from the cloud of incense in the Holy of Holies on Yom Kippur is drawn down the shliach of the sukkah. Everybody knows the shliach are the branches that cover the top of the sukkah. And regarding the shliach, it's written, I love all of you, Hashem says. The Maggid amended the statement to read, to love a Jew. And from that time on, the Alter Rebbe changed his approach to other Jews. Previously, he had remained aloof from the simple people. But after hearing the Maggid's statement, he engaged in bringing them close. You
That's
get it?
right.
Gimel Aleph, you get that one?
Yeah.
Our Rebbe says that at first glance, the story is difficult to understand. What connection is there between the incense and the shliach? Furthermore, what does shliach have to do with I love you all, and how is that connected to love a fellow Jew? The relationship between the cloud of incense on Yom Kippur and the shliach is one of opposites. The incense ceremony on Yom Kippur took place in the Holy of Holies, which was an inner chamber and was made largely from gold. The sukkah, on the other hand, is not in an inner chamber, it's outside the house. Furthermore, it's not made from precious material, but from vegetative matter which is not even suitable for eating. Two complete opposites. So how is it that the shliach comes from that incense in the Holy of Holies? On a spiritual level, however, the lowly shliach is drawn specifically from the incense offering, whose place is in the most precious of locations, the Holy of Holies. And this conforms to the well-known principle. You know the principle?
Yeah, he got me in trouble a lot of times with something.
The higher a thing is, the lower it descends. So that cloud of incense in the Holy of Holies is the highest moment is Yom Kippur, and descends all the way to that vegetable matter that becomes the roof of the sukkah. And the specialty of Yom Kippur is that the day of Yom Kippur itself brings forgiveness and enables us to reach the level of being purified higher than the name of Ayah. All the way to Hashem himself. Higher than any kind of revelation. That's why it was in the cloud. It covers up on any kind of revelation. Here too, we see a connection of opposites. Through Yom Kippur, one reaches Hashem's essence, which is much higher than space and time, while remaining a soul in the physical body. We reach this level of Hashem's essence, which is higher than space and time, but we remain as a soul in the body captured in space and time, within a specific time, that year, and that place. And out of this level of essential unification, the cloud of incense in the Holy of Holies is revealed, I love you, Hashem says, as symbolized by the shliach on the sukkah. The reason is that every soul is rooted in Hashem's essence. And this essential love becomes expressed even to the simplest person. The mitzvah of sukkah is easy to do. Any Jew, one without merits, or even one who has no revealed love and fear of Hashem, can perform the mitzvah of sitting in the sukkah. As soon as he sits in the sukkah, he fulfills the mitzvah and actualizes his potential to make this world a dwelling place for Hashem. When the Alter Rebbe heard the Torah from the Maggid, it had a profound effect on him. The Alter Rebbe was a brand new soul from the supernal world of Atzilus, who even in this world remained a soul of Atzilus, a very high soul. And thus, the role of this stellar soul was to affect this physical world. As we said, the highest thing comes down to the lowest level. And the chronology of the lesson our Rebbe teaches is that first, the entrance on Yom Kippur corresponds to the level of service higher than the name of Avaya. Then that exalted unification is drawn into the shliach of the sukkah, which represents Hashem's declaration of love for a Jew, as he is invested in a body and an animal soul in this coarse physical world. And from this, we derive a lesson in actual conduct, to love a fellow Jew, especially a simple Jew. We want Mashiach now.
Oh, me.
Yeah, now.
Yeah, the world ain't short of simple Jews, that's for sure. You can find one.
I think
You don't have to look far.
that everybody has a simple Jew and a sophisticated Jew.
Meaning, Mitzal, everybody is capable of being a simple Jew if they really want.
Not only that,
And-
everybody is capable of being a sophisticated Jew.
Just sophisticated.
Even the simple Jew.
This one. We'll do Akdu.
Wait, by the way, I just want to say something.
Oh,
First of all, this week was a special week. Our dear friend Izzy Davidson had his birthday.
oh,
I had
And,
two birthdays.
you know him. So,
This
Mazel
week.
Tov, Izzy.
And Yom Freeman.
You know, and we had his birthday for bringing by Hershey's on Tuesday night.
Grandma. Grandma Friedman got married.
Oh, and Yankel Meisha Friedman got married, Mazel Tov. A lot of good years. And
We've been named
Mazel
Huda
Tov.
after all.
And also this Gezintahait street is in loving memory of our dear friend Avi
From Grodsky.
Grodsky. Avram Eliezer Ben Shlomo Leib was a very dear friend of ours, and
May
a
Hashem arise in the highest
very
heights.
special Yid. What they say, only the good die young. Is this is this guy?
It's tragic.
He was really a special person. And Avi, we love you so much. And
They're
we should
raising
see you
money
again
for
in
his
the coming year.
family too, so.
Yeah, we will post it the mail on our site. No,
good old Avi.
Hey,
that sounds pretty good.
We got the right thing. Hashem our King, won't do a good thing, and please return with your people, and the angels all sing, oh glorious King,
glorious King,
return with your people, oh they made you a clown. Why don't you come back to town?
Come on back now.
And please return with your people.
I wrote this one.
Oh, Tati, our King.
Tati.
You know it don't
mean a thing.
Return with your people.
And last but not least, a Torah teaching about and connected to Shabbos Bereshis, the Shabbos in which we read the first Torah portion. In the beginning, God created the heaven and earth. The previous Rebbe said that when the Alter Rebbe first returned from Medrash, he was adorned with the crowns of might and beauty that were given to the Rebbe who would erect the pillar of Torah of Chabad Chassidus. He was the first Chabad Rebbe, first one to teach Chabad Chassidus. One of the first Torah lessons the Alter Rebbe shared was a teaching that the Baal Shem Tov heard from Mashiach in the palace of Mashiach. He added that he was publicizing it in the name of Mashiach and the Baal Shem Tov, so that the blessing it contained would be revealed in the innermost reaches of every Jewish heart. Pretty heavy declaration.
Heavy
That
duty,
is
Tzalil.
seriously heavy.
The lesson from the Baal Shem Tov was a Hasidic explanation of the first verse in the Torah. In the beginning, Elohim created the heaven and the earth. In the beginning, Bereshis indicates the beginning of our service to Hashem. Bara, created, means that a person's task in serving Hashem is to make known that Elohim, the name which indicates hiding of godliness, is the inner level of the creations of the heavens and the earth. In other words, the heavens and the earth hide on godliness. They are nature, and nature hides on godliness, which is a manifestation of the name Elohim, the level that hides on godliness. And that's the heavens and the earth. And our service is to reveal that it is Hashem himself who's Elohim. He is the one that's following the laws of nature and making himself hidden. The words in Hebrew, the heaven and the earth, Es HaShamayim ve'es ha'aretz, the first letters of those words is a very high construct of the name Avaya, to show that even the heaven and the earth, which is nature, is really a construct of the godly name that is higher than nature. Are you okay with that, Gimel Elef?
Yes.
How about you, Leib?
I was just going to ask if you were going to ask me if I was okay with it.
I'm asking you.
So I'm ahead of the game. I'm on the ball.
He's ahead of the
Bitzalel, Groucho Marx himself couldn't come up with a better back and forth than what he said. That was a good one.
So are you going to ask me?
I did.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
By the way,
Yeah,
I'm okay.
good to
What,
take
I
it.
didn't come to test you. Why you wanted to answer?
Leib, how do you want him to
I'm
ask?
okay.
Give me a pop quiz after the...
So Hashem, Havaya, is manifest through the name Havaya, which is higher than nature, in nature. This means that our service is to reveal that the essence, Elohim, of the hidingness, is Havaya, is Hashem himself. As we say at the end of Yom Kippur, Havaya is Elohim. Higher than nature is the Lord our God within nature.
You have to say it 6 more times.
Say it one more time, Lee.
Say that
Havaya.
again.
Havaya is
Okay.
Elohim.
Say it again.
Now, our Rebbe asks a question. How is it appropriate for a Jew to change the order of creation, to reveal that it's really Havaya? The order of creation is Elohim. By working to uncover the 4-letter name of Hashem that's hidden by the godly name Elohim. The Baal Shem Tov addresses this question right at the start of the Torah to tell us that while the name Elohim hides in God's essence, the intention is not that it should remain hidden. Rather, the godly intention in hiding through the name Elohim is that a Jew should reveal that in truth it's really the infinite power of Hashem, as manifest through the name of Havaya, that creates and enlivens every facet of nature. The Rebbe goes on to explain an even deeper and more practical dimension to this story. He says that the coming of Mashiach is the whole purpose and point of godly service. The future time will be the perfection of godly service. The mitzvahs will be done perfectly, exactly as Hashem desires. And the superiority of that perfect service in the world to come is dependent on our service of revealing godliness from his hidden state through our service of Torah and mitzvahs during the exile. He develops that that thought further by citing Rashi's commentary on the first verse of the Torah. It says he gives to his people the inheritance of the non-Jewish nation. Rashi asks, meaning that he gives us the land of Israel. Rashi asks a question. Why does Torah start with history? In the beginning. It's a book of laws. It teaches how to serve God. So why does it start with the history of the world? In the beginning, Hashem created the heaven and earth. The function of the Torah is to teach law and ethics. So it should really have started with the first mitzvah, not a history of the world, right, Gimel Elef?
That's right.
The reason the Torah starts with the creation, explains Rashi, is so that when a non-Jew says that we are stealing their land, okay, we just read this last Shabbos, and can you imagine the vision of the wisdom of the sages, that that's happening right now? The non-Jew is saying that we stole his land, and it says we should answer them, the world is created, in the beginning Elohim created the heaven and earth, and owned by Hashem, and he can give it to whom he wants. And he gave the children of Israel the land of Israel. But what are we saying, the Rebbe says in astonishment? That the Torah, the very beginning of the Torah, is a vehicle to explain godliness and God's intentions to a non-Jew? The beginning of Torah is to have a conversation with a non-Jew? No, the intention of explaining God's intention to the non-Jew and answering his complaint, the world was created by Hashem and therefore he can give it to who he wants, he's given it to Israel, the Jewish people, is that with the answer, we were choosing out the spark of good, which is the land of Israel, that was hidden as part of nature. The non-Jews had it. And by choosing that spark of good through our conversation with the non-Jew, we actually acquire that spark of good, the land of Israel, through that conversation. It's not a debate. We're choosing out the spark of good from the bad. And this explanation is also manifest in our personal service. As our Rebbe points out, each one of us has his own non-Jew, the animal soul. Like in the story of Shmuel Munkus, where Shmuel Munkus told the Alter Rebbe, my goy is bigger than your goy.
He was a funny guy, by the way.
He was funny. And that's the inner meaning. He gives his people the inheritance of the non-Jews, the purification of our personal non-Jew, the animal soul. And this is the general point of the time of exile that we're in now, that the service of prayer and learning, Torah, doesn't accomplish bringing the final redemption as much as doing the physical commandments, which is choosing the sparks of good. Alter Rebbe said that our prayer in the time of exile is a much higher service than our prayer at the time when we had the temple. But the main service in exile is the bending of the animal soul to make it conform to the will of Hashem, like the metaphor of a seed that through its rotting in the ground causes much growth. And particularly through what we accomplish now in the deep darkness of the exile,
That's what I was waiting for.
the choosing and acquiring for ourselves the inheritance of the nations, revealing that nature is just a covering for godliness, we will reach the revelation of King Mashiach. And this is the Torah the Baal Shem Tov received from the palace of Mashiach, that we need to reveal the inner intention of the name Elohim, the hiding of God. And that's the true intention of Hashem in hiding himself, that we should reveal him. That through our service, we will reach the revelation of Hashem's actual essence and being when Moshiach comes. And to our friends who either think that we stole the land from them, or they're agreeing with somebody else who said we stole the land. I have a little song to share with you. We're the Jews, we're the Jews.
We're the Jews, we're the Jews.
We got a message for you.
We got a message for you.
We're the Jews, we're the Jews.
We're the Jews, we're the Jews.
We got the King of the universe loose. Gonna tell you a story.
We're gonna tell you a story.
Gonna tell you slow.
Gonna tell you slow.
You know the Lord is cooler than an Eskimo. We're the Jews, we're the Jews.
We're the Jews, we're the Jews.
We got a message for you. We're the Jews, we're the Jews. We got the King of the universe blue. The land of Israel
The land of Israel.
is not for you.
Oh, it's not for you.
It's a special place that was given to me. I'm still working on that verse. We're the Jews, we're the Jews.
Oh, we're the Jews, we're the Jews.
We got a message for you. We're the Jews, we're the Jews. We got the King of the
Oh,
universe.
yeah, baby.
Now take this message.
Yeah, take this message.
It will set you free.
It will set you free.
The land of Israel was given to me. We're the Jews, we're the Jews. We got a message for you. We're the Jews, we're the Jews.
We're the Jews, we're the Jews.
We got the King of the universe. La 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 la, yeah, I'm a
Hebby-dabba-dee-bam-bam.
da 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 da.
Hebby-dee-bee-dabba-dee-bee-dabba-dee.
Da 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 da. Ay ay ay. Now come on, children.
Yeah, come on, children.
We're gonna have some fun.
Oh, we're gonna have some fun.
You ain't seen nothing
Like the Holy One.
We're the Jews, we're
Oh,
the
we're
Jews.
the Jews, we're the Jews.
We got a message for you.
Oh, we got
We're
a
the
message.
Jews, we're the Jews.
We're the Jews, we're the Jews.
We got the King of the universe. Ba-da-ba-ba.
And we have actually a couple of
We have?
Well, you know, he was talking about the Torah about Shem Tov, he must say Kasima.
Oh.
But you know, when you think something like this, I think we're gonna have to have a chana nigin, a preparation nigin.
Oh.
So we're gonna have what do you call the trilogy? What's called a two trilogy?
You just give me the eye when you want me to switch hats.
Well, when we finish the nigin, we'll
Switch
do
this
the rest.
side.
But how do you call it a trilogy? A trilogy.
It's a
Three
duology.
parts.
A duology.
It's a
A
duology.
duology. No, we're gonna do a duology. Ready? What do you need? Maisha, I need you for this one.
I'm here, I'm not here.
Maisha.
I need some
Okay, but make sure you,
hydration.
take it. So 100%.
Little stuff.
But make sure you sing with me here.
I
What's up?
plan to. I want to. You start it off.
Hey yo, yeah, na 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 na, mo ye di mamba. Oh yeah, na 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 na, oh yeah di mamba. Hey yo, la la, oh yeah di mamba. Oh, you na 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 na. Oh, you di mama. Yeah, oh, you na 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 na. Oh, you di mama. Oh, ya la ram. Oh, yeah, you di mama. With a G.